he was the one that, he got a Nike contract. He was the one that got Rory into lifting because golfers didn't look like him. More golfers looked like Daly than they did like Tiger, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even when Tiger was younger, and slim, he was the one that, he got a Nike contract. He was the one that got Rory into lifting.
He brought the fitness aspect to golf, definitely.
Yeah. So, and I think that brought other athletes into the game, right? Because I always knew that there were college golfers that were fit dudes, right? So, because my son played basketball and we would go to Wake Forest for a camp every year, and their team would be out there playing. Like, that, these dudes here look like they play football, and this is going back some years, but then you're starting to see those guys now getting on the tour, because they see that the workouts, whatever they are, help what they're doing over the course of a spring and summer in that tour, because it's a long tour. So,
yeah, without a doubt, your college golf team has mandatory lifting, just like the football and basketball team does.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Dorian, let me ask you this question real quick. Who did you have in contention for today before the game, before it started? Did you have Tiger?
So I got in some little fantasy golf thing for this, and I picked Tiger and I picked Brooks Koepka. I don't know why I picked Brooks, but I just took a long shot. Figured he would make a showing there. He's not bad. I think he's maybe finished +2, I think. So he's not out of it yet, but I went with Tiger and Brooks. If Tiger shows up, he can win. I firmly believe that. He looks healthy enough to play. Why would he win?
I think he's focused. That's for sure.
He was dialed in. He was solid today.
So
I love it. I'm gonna check tomorrow though. Today, they have my foot on my neck, but
in terms of
in.
But in terms of a hardest course, when you watch the U.S. Open, pretty much around Father's Day, that's pretty much going to be the hardest course that's played all year is the U.S. Open.
And
that'll be your thickest rough. That'll be your thickest rough, your narrowest fairways, because they're trying to crown, U.S. Open champion, and it's open to so many people that the way to wheel the field down to make sure the best golfer wins is they make the conditions so penalizing if you miss. Right. So that's where you'll see the pins. The flags will be as close to the edge as possible in some places. It's going to be just super challenging course.
Now, I don't want to sound like old IT nerd, right? But okay, so there used to be I guess Sawgrass, right? They used to have it there, right? Is that the one where they used to have the one hole was almost on the island?
Yeah. So TPC Sawgrass still hosts the tournament it normally is in May, but they played a couple weeks ago called the Players Championship. Kind of like the fifth major in a sense. But yeah, you talk about the 17th hole of the Island Green.
Yeah, man, shoot, boy, I maybe almost broke a few computers.
And by playing it earlier this year in March versus May, they had weather to deal with, and there was so many balls in the water. They broke all kind of records this year for balls in the water. It was a windy Saturday and ate them alive.
So that's right outside Jacksonville in Ponte Vedra.
Yes.
I actually stayed up that way for a conference last year, and nice golf course. And I did not know it's that very hard, but yeah, you can see it's very hard. Hey, you had a question?
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. Pardon my lateness, man. What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
We good, brother E?
Good, man.
Good. My man Derwin finally on the scene. What's going on with you, baby boy?
They'll pop in, pop out,
Yeah, true. So
I guess it's a great week to have me on. Great week.
True. Okay. So my question is, I've asked this many a times, different sports. So I'm gonna ask you, since you are the golf guru, in my opinion, and probably everybody else's opinion, there has not been a consistent dominant number one, number two ever since Tiger. In your opinion, why is that? Is golf that hard of a sport? And I'm not saying that it's easy by any stretch of the imagination. However, why is it that we have yet to see someone to dominate the sport? Not like Tiger has, because he's one of one, but somebody to kind of take the horns and lead just for a little bit in consistency, at least.
Okay, so as DA alluded to earlier about the amount of money Tiger brought to golf, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the purses, they make so much more money now than they used to years ago. And so to quote, our buddy Riddick Bowe, it's hard to get out of jail. Get out of bed when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, right? And go run.
True that.
Guys make so much money for finishing in 10th place.
Facts.
Facts, bro.
Hard to try to win when I'm already filthy rich.
Derwin,
Like it's different. They're so rich already.
Wait a minute. Can I say something?
But what happened to the love of the game, though?
Hold on now.
Wait,
You
what
just hit
happened?
me, Derwin. You hit me with my one of my most favorite movie moments of all time in The Great White Hype when they had my man Damon Wayans was the heavyweight champ, and he said, "Oh, he was chasing the ice cream truck." He said, "I ain't doing no running. I'm the champ."
Yeah. He came out in the weigh-in with that stomach, yo. That was classic. But
Man,
damn,
And these guys win once a year, man, and they like on track for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So golf is winning. So also, Eric, golf is winning sports where you lose way more than you win. But the fact that it makes so much money for finishing in 10th place, there's really not a lot of motivation to beat yourself up and pound balls day after day after day to finish in second. Right? You already got the chance. Rich.
so it sounds like though, like
So-
we
so-
talk about
So it's a different guy that wins every week because nobody's really that much better than anybody else because they're all doing the same thing. They got the same training regimen, they hit the same balls, they all the same shots. But nobody's short game is that much better than anybody else's. That's that's what separated Tiger
Go ahead,
years
Kevin.
ago was him being able to save par when nobody else could.
So
dare I say, let me get this one in, Kev, real quick.
yeah, go ahead.
So dare I say that Tiger is the gift and the curse to the great game of golf? In a sense, as far as
Gift, yeah, that's a gift. In terms of these purses being, sky high and getting the guys in the gym, that's been a blessing for all of them, prolonging their careers in some sense. But yeah, the motivation to win is like I'm rich. I've already won.
Yeah.
I played the game to make money, right? I'm filthy rich. You see my house? Okay, I'm filthy rich.
Right.
And I'm gonna come in 4th place, 8th place, 12th place. I don't have to win. I just gotta make the cut and play on Saturday and Sunday.
So even with golf, this is what I wanted to say. So Dorian, we got this saying on the show. So even the golfers stand tall at the ATM, huh?
Standing tall.
Eric, if you would like to elaborate, what is that meaning?
Let me tell you that. They look good at the bank.
There you go.
So standing tall at the ATM, basically when a gentleman or a gentle lady gets that bag, that purse or whatever, and you see less of what they claim to be after they receive the bag. So that is standing tall at the ATM. You get the big bag, and your determination to win seems to dwindle.
you're not hungry no more. You're just not
basically.
hungry no more.
So I'm gonna defend the sport of golf and just say they trying to win. Like nobody's what's it called? Load management. Nobody's sitting out turning because they don't feel like playing, none of that stuff. That's not what they're doing. These guys are getting after it. But anybody can win any week.
Yeah.
Right?
So-
Some days you can have your best round, but if you don't back it up tomorrow, somebody's gonna catch you and pass you. Like you gave it your all, you finished in 2nd place.
All right, Derwin. All right, because
Yeah.
they'll tell you, man. I deep dive, man. That's what I do.
Okay, what's
All
the
right?
next one? Let's go.
So
What
we
got?
we
What's the
talk.
top?
Yeah, you just brought it up. So
We got 4 minutes. We can't deep dive so much. So you got to do some.
okay. All right. So yeah, we're gonna deep dive real quick though. Okay, so when you say the Tiger thing, going off what Eric said, so was it the Nike equipment that played a role with him being so dominant?
No.
Was it? It
No.
wasn't. So that was the worst equipment. He was just dominant.
The equipment was subpar. I wouldn't say it was the worst, but it was definitely subpar.
So it was him
Well, it was him.
and Dad, my man.
It was him. It was him.
Okay. All right,
No.
cool. That
It was that
no,
putter. It
that's-
was that putter,
yeah.
man. Tiger won it. He won everything based on his putting.
Yeah,
He
it was good.
didn't hit the ball any further than anybody else.
No.
It was his putting. It was his short game.
Okay, yeah, because it's funny because are those guys rich that win those driving championships too? Do they get a lot of money?
No.
They
Just
just
'cause
do it. They're just
Keep-
doing it.
Money now. Just because you're on TV don't mean you making no money. They got
Oh yeah, no, indeed.
There's so many sports channels. They got to put something on, right? So
True,
you'll see
true.
cornhole one day and you'll see long drive another day. They're not making no money. It's on TV.
Yeah.
Got you.
That's
Yeah.
a good point. That's a good point. Derwin, before we get out of here with you, man, and listen again, thank you so much for coming through, man. This has been really
Yeah.
great, and
Yes.
it really has, man. Yo, we do all sports, man. Derwin, how did you develop your love for the game of golf?
Oh, honestly, you're on vacation one day. You just need something to do on a Tuesday while you're there for the week. You schedule a golf lesson, and you get that bug. I was there with my son. We had a resort, take a golf lesson on Tuesday. My son hit 3 balls and said, "I'm done playing football. This is it."
I'm with you.
Smart man.
He's a PGA pro now. He's teaching and doing his thing, man. Yeah.
So he's a smart man.
Hey
So-
man,
He raised a
So
good
he
one.
is a PJ pro. That's what's up, man. Shout out to your son. man.
congrats to him,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Much, yeah. Yeah,
So-
that was it. And of course, you can't play basketball forever. So, I bowled for a while, but then I started playing golf and stopped bowling altogether. This game is just it's a mental challenge.
Yes.
You got the muscle memory, right? You got the muscle. So, for example, you can go out and ride a bike, muscle memory. But if it's windy, it's a little different riding a bike.
Right.
Or if
right.
it's raining outside, that bike's a little different to ride. So now it's mental, not just the muscle memory of riding a bike. You also got to deal with the elements. So in golf, you got wind some days. Some days may be a little chilly. Somebody's talking trash. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny you said that because I did see Tiger today, and this is the first time I actually really watched, and I was in there for maybe about an hour or two, and I
Okay,
seen
good.
Tiger get to the hole. He's about to putt, and the wind was windy. It was really windy, and I seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen his shirt, his pants. You could see the wind
Right.
blowing. He stopped. He waited for the
Stop,
wind.
backed off, regroup. Yeah.
That's what he did. I seen that for the first time. I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It goes back to what you were just saying about the elements and stuff like that.
I think, in my opinion, and I play both. Baseball and golf is the hardest mental. Let me get my English right.
Yeah,
Mentally challenged
Yeah,
game.
mental challenge. Yeah. Because you got to stay focused so long. I mean, golf is 5 hours. You got to really stay mentally engaged. You're going to have a bad shot, but you got to be able to shake it off and recover.
Get back in it.
And it's not just muscle memory. It's about mentally letting go of what
In
just
your
took
head.
place.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
the ball's in
Get
the
in
water.
your
Okay,
head.
fine. Go to the drop place and put the next one close as you can. Let's go. Let's get out
Get
of
your
here.
head back into the game. Right.
60 seconds, Derwin, we got with you. What's the hardest course you ever played?
So I had the pleasure of playing Pebble Beach out there on the
Okay.
West
Wow.
Coast.
Nice.
Windy, always a little chilly there, never really above low 70s. And I went there in July a few years ago, windy, a lot of undulation. You hit a ball and it may land way left and you think it's great. And all of a sudden it just rolls right, and goes towards the ocean, man. I mean, off a cliff. And then there was a lot of shots were forced carry. So forced carry is you're on a tee box, you hit your tee shot, and there's like a ravine or a creek or a pond in front of you. So you have to carry the ball over something to get it in play. And there was a lot of that at Pebble. And then the price just kind of was still sticking me in my throat the whole time that we paid that much to play golf. I was like, we paid how much? So that hurt. That was tough.
But
Tough course.
now you can say you had the right to play at Pebble Beach, man.
Yeah, I had no business out there.
What you shoot? What you shoot, man? What you shoot? 70 what?
Oh, how about 102? how about 102? Okay. Ate my lunch, man.
Oh man, this has
As long
been
as you
really
had a
great.
good time.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We're up against because we have another guest coming on here in shortly. But Derwin,
All right,
would you
I
come
appreciate
through with us again and talk some golf, man. If we
I can do that. We can work out something on how often. But maybe next week, see what Tiger does. If it's worth it, reach out. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
If you said it on the air, hey, Derwin,
we got him. We got him.
Shouldn't have said that mess, boy.
Yeah, next Thursday sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, fellas.
Derwin,
thank you.
Derwin, appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man, so much. You got it, brother. You too.
You too now.
Later. Hey, everybody, Sports Chasers Podcast. All those out there is I'm gonna help Derwin out here. There you go. He's gone. Hey, that was really good, man, for Derwin to come in through. He talked this golf for 30 minutes, man. And hey, why not? It's on Masters Thursday, man. So I'm super excited. Tiger is, I believe, -1. He's like in 9th or 10th place. He's in the hunt.
Yeah.
And he's definitely doing the game. And D-Dubbz, you alluded to how mental the game is and how you have to pay attention to everything. And like you said, you saw Tiger stop.
Tiger stopped, man. That wind was gusting, and you could see his pants moving. And it's like he stopped, regrouped, focused, then he hit a shot. And you could just tell. I picked that up. I picked up on that. What was actually going on. So yeah, it's golf is. I've heard it many times. Is a mental game all the way through.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm thankful for you for Derwin coming on. Like I said, man, it's something I've watched. It's something I've played on the computer. Because of my shoulders, I never really thought about doing it. And I'm probably still not going to do it because I would probably get drunk. And it wouldn't work out for me. So wouldn't work out for me at all. But,
we're gonna go golfing, man. We're gonna go golfing.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm not even trying to hit the ball. I'll just sit in the cart and drink.
There's putt, man. You can do that, bro.
I'll sit in the cart and drink, bro. That's what I'll do.
I can't get these guys to swing the club, man, for nothing, man.
Nah, boy. I'll be putting a skirt on my biz. I'm a little paper bag come out my pocket like we back in New York.
The skirt.
You don't need the bag out here, D. Oh, okay. I'll put my bag away then.
Man, that was truly great, man. I think with golf, so what Derwin said, man, was really, really eye-opening. Like, hey, those guys are rich. And hey, they don't have to go as hard. I think this purse for the Masters this weekend is $14 million for the winner. I don't even know what's the second place.
Yeah, so if you say that, you're saying, okay, 14 mil. Tiger playing because he want to be there.
Yeah.
14 million don't move him either way.
Exactly.
No, he's filthy rich.
So at this point,
the love of the game.
The game, right. At this point, you love the game because it's not about for him, it's not about the money because he's getting money.
Yeah.
This is why I applaud those who are,
and he's 46 at that.
People may say, oh, you have nothing else to prove. Well, those are the guys that they're not there to stand tall at no ATM. They are there for the love of the game. They can't get rid of that itch. And regardless of what we say, what coaches say, their wives say, or what have you, they are going to continue to do what they love to do.
And you can't put no price on that. There's something about winning.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like
something about winning.
I don't know about, for me, I don't know about love of the game. I just love to compete. So for me, the game was just part of competing. But even by the time I got finished playing football, I don't know if I loved it, because it hurt. It was those other 5 days that you had to do shit that you didn't want to do, because it hurt. Practice hurts.
Yeah.
A cold tub hurt. It all hurts. But you love to compete on your Friday night or your Saturday, that being able to dominate somebody and drop a dude, there's no feeling in the world, man. I don't care what nobody tell you. If you drop a dude and you standing up over him, man, listen. I don't care if there ain't no girls out there watching the game. You still walking off like you Ric Flair, because you can't, that's not something that a lot of people in their lives have seen or have done. You know, it's just not, man. You know, and you know, for those that, you know, for that sport, or you know, my son say he dunked on somebody. You know, I missed a tournament when he was a kid and on Florida, you know, the Nationals, and they say he was dunking on dudes, and I was taking my PMP. You know, I had dudes calling me like, "Yo, T, your son's spazzing on dudes out here," and I thought it was bad because, you know, Dorian got a bad attitude, so I thought he walked off the court or some stupid shit. They like, "Oh no, he pushing on this kid." I'm like, to this day, and he played college ball out there and everything, but he still goes back to that. So everybody loves to compete, man. It's that competition. I think Tiger loves beating cats.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, without a doubt.
Absolutely. He loves for that. Yes.
I mean, so it's both, is what he says, but I just take it different that, you know, the game. Because sometimes the game is politics and everything else, man. But winning, I don't know if Brady loves the actual everything you have to do to be good, or does he just love being good?
I think he's like Tiger, but I think with Brady's is another thing. I think Brady has a definite chip on his shoulder from, you know, that getting drafted 6th round, and like he still carries that around like, yo, you dissed me, and I was almost damn 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta still prove you wrong. 7 Super Bowls, or how many Brady's won? 6?
Yeah.
Six rings later, I still got to get down.
Because y'all don't know, Drew Henson took his spot in Michigan.
Yeah.
So so like, you know,
people forget that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to watch Brady, man. I watched Brady because he was supposed to go to another school because he was supposed to be fast tracked to being a Niner. So because he's from that area, that's when he came out of high school. So I knew all the dudes that came out of high school up there because that, you know, dudes always want to be down with the 4-9, you know.
I'm sorry, Kev. Just to be correct, that's 7. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
Goat we trust.
On Goat we trust. Yes, I want to give the Goat his due. Yes.
Just one.
Yes. All right. So y'all really forget it. We ain't a debate show, so we ain't getting into that. But
well, our next guest is here. Let me let him in. So as Kris sets up, let me see if Kris can hear us.
What's going on?
Hey, there you go.
Hey,
he's the CEO and partner of Dugout Mugs. Hey, everybody meet my man Kris Dehnert from Dugout Mugs. Hey, what's up, brother? What's going on? Good to have you on tonight, man.
Opening day is going on.
Yeah.
It's so in a world like mine, it's opening day. It's National Beer Day.
Yes, sir.
And it's the 29th anniversary of the Sandlot coming out, which is one of our homeboys, and we do a lot with them. So it's like, for me, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Then I got a 7 and a 2-year-old, so I was trying to get them down, and then I come up here to jump on this, and my Wi-Fi was out. I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
You could have brought the 7 and 2-year-old on, man.
No.
I'm used to kids. I'm used to kids, brother. You know, so first off, let's get into your company, man, and then we're gonna jump into baseball because we love baseball. So, let's get into your company and how you started and you know how this all began. For me buying my mug that's coming. You know.
Hey, Kris, there you go. Mine just came.
Yes.
Beautiful thing. Yo.
Yeah. I got my little collection going on back here.
Yeah.
I got so many mugs, like this one, the Wade Boggs.
Whoa.
Red Sox. Wow. So I work with a lot of these cats, and I always get them. Because you can buy anything you want, you know, but like I want to meet the guy, hang out with him, have some bourbon and a cigar, and have him sign a mug, and then it lives behind my desk. Like, so I feel you guys. I'm a mug collector myself.
Nice. Yes, I am.
So, the question how it started is that's relative, right? Like it depends on how far back you want to go. I'm not going to take it all the way back, but Dugout itself is kind of a unicorn of 2 guys crossing paths at a special time in each of their life. You know, I got pretty badly sick when my daughter was about 6 months old, and it kind of put me on a path of, I've had multiple companies, 8 or 9, right, to this point. And I wasn't making the most important things the most important things. And it was kind of a revelation for me at that time. And this kid used to play baseball, came up with this cool idea. And he was like, it was terrible, man. He's living in his sister's backyard, eating ramen noodles. And he's like, man, I got this idea and I know it's a good one. And he brought it to me. And I said, dude, if you got as much hustle and grit in you as I have in me, I'll go to war with you on this thing. And he's like, well, I'm ready to make a mark on the game that I love. Cause he was a pro pitcher for the Blue Jays.
It's this Randall, right? Randall,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Randall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he came up with this idea, and I know what to do with good ideas. And we kind of New Year's Day 17, we're like, yo, you ready to go for it? And that's what happened. And ever since then, it's like sales and marketing and connections and networking is my power. You know, I'm a powerhouse when it comes to those things. And Randall loves digging around in the numbers and creating these little quirky ideas and taking a bat handle and turning it into a shot glass. And like, so we live in different lanes, and that's allowed us to grow at hyper speeds. You know, we just hit $30 million in sales.
Wow.
My man.
I'm selling cups, man. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Boy, oh boy.
So let me read one of your quotes here. It says, it's not who you know that matters, it's who knows you. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's forever it was like it's all about who you know, right? We've heard that I don't even know how many times, right? Like, but that ain't it. It's who knows you. And what I mean by that is simply it's not other people's job to remember you. It's your job to be unforgettable. Right. And from the way I wear my hat to the way I wear my shirt to the person I am, I'm unapologetically authentic. And sometimes it rubs people the wrong way, but I just don't really care. And it's just really about that, right? I am the exact guy right now as I'm going to be at the Rays game tomorrow, as I'm going to be speaking on stage in Cleveland at an entrepreneur group next weekend. You know, I think being yourself is so rare, it's memorable. Yeah. And I believe so much in, really creating genuine relationships. And one of the best ways to do that is to just be unforgettable, be that friend that's like, man, it's just crazy. We've got to have on this trip. We got to call Kris. Like, we got to get him there somehow. Right. I think it's important in all relationships, not just business. Right. And just be somebody that people can't forget, man. And it goes a long way. Like, I'm not a flashy dude at all. Like, I'm t-shirts and flip-flops on the regular, but I also have a $3 business card that's made out of metal, and it's got my picture. I don't even think I got one on my desk etched in it, me looking like the Sandlot with sunglasses on, pointing to the sky. Like, that's my business card. Because why? Because people aren't going to forget that.
Yeah, I'm going to forget it.
They won't even throw it away. They feel bad.
Yeah. So it's like you found with who you are, just doing you. You found that that's going to make people, and it's not a trying thing. It's just, dude, this is it. Like,
you don't have to try to be you.
Yeah.
Like, you're already
it is or it's not. Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm trying to be a good person. You don't have to try to. Either you are or you're not.
Yeah.
You gotta try.
Yeah. And
I agree.
One of the things I love talking about is don't measure your success with somebody else's ruler. Right. And I think too often people are trying to be this or trying to be that. And it's like, it's so much easier and more fulfilling. Just be you. And what'll happen is the right people will gravitate towards you. And then you're organically and subconsciously building a tribe of people that support the real you versus buying watches you can't afford or renting a car that you can't, actually afford or even how to drive. It's I don't know. You get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Kris, I tell you what you're saying, it rings true with me. Is I think the hardest thing is that, and I don't know how old you are, and I'm not going to ask
40.
you. All right, so you're good to go. Because what I'm telling you is, and I think you know this, unfortunately, so many young folks get into the corporate world trying to impress, that they don't recognize that, hey, man, you're good just being you. Dude, you didn't have to do all that crap. You know what you're doing. You're a good person. Just, give your proposal. You'll be fine. You don't need to do the tap dance and the soft shoe to get it over, because that's not going to help you.
Well, it's not even unique.
Yeah.
It's not even unique and memorable.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that's as you're saying, it's just unfortunate a lot of kids don't get your message younger.
Soon enough.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're it's they're too old, because if you do it by your 20, when time you get to 40, boy, you can look like shit organically. You'll have a slew of folks behind you willing to, work with you and do
Absolutely.
things because you've been, a good person. You've been doing you since you were 20. Mistakes and all. People just learn to accept them. Like, we laugh, but that's that just Manny being Manny thing. Like, sorry. Sometimes the ball's going to hit me in the head. Sometimes I'm going to be late. But I am going to bat 345. Regardless, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Kris,
So-
let me ask you this because you mentioned the Rays. So I take it because of
Oh,
are you in?
come
You're a
on,
Rays
man.
fan?
Yeah.
No, come on, damn it.
Oh, well,
Shit.
Well, I was
Is it-
at the World Series when the Braves won, and I was partying with them after the game, raising the trophy. So, I'm as I like to say, I'm a fan of whoever's buying my stuff. But
man.
but I live in Lakeland, so
smart
I
man
like
right
the
here.
Tigers and I like the Rays. There aren't too many teams I don't like because they're all buying my stuff.
Oh no, indeed.
No,
I'm
I
a
mean,
Yankee fan.
yeah. Well, in fact, we're all Yankee fans, being that we're from New York.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. That you get to broker that deal where y'all stuff is licensed by by Major League Baseball and the minor leagues. Is that correct?
And the Hall of Fame and all active players.
That's
Wow.
That is.
We did all the
phenomenal.
mugs for Mariano.
I
So
saw
all
that.
the parties
There
he
you
throws
go.
at his
There you
house
go.
with the 560-second save or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Those are all our mugs that he gives out. All of his golf tournaments. Swisher at draft
Oh.
night, he's got it on his desk.
Swish.
We work with Swish a ton.
Damn.
David Wells, I was with him for his 20th anniversary.
Hey,
for the
listen,
thing.
I got some
Yeah.
messages for you to give to Welly. Made me a lot of money. Tell him from one fat boy to another fat boy. My dude, oh my God, he made me so much money, man.
He's awesome. He's awesome to hang out with.
Oh, you could tell. You could tell.
He's a good time. Yeah, he's a good time.
no, yeah,
You could tell he likes to have fun.
Yeah, Swish is the best though.
Well,
Swish is
he's
the best.
another one.
You could tell from
another-
TV. I could tell from
Yeah.
TV. He's like he would be the life of the party at some kind of bar or whatever.
Yo,
It's
he's
not-
like
it's
that
not-
all the
It's not an
time.
act with him. It's not an
He's
act
like that
with him.
all the time.
Yeah, you could tell.
He
Yeah.
reminds me of like a North Dallas 70s, after the game, pounding them back. Like, yeah, we're good. We're good now. We're good. No, I got a driver. I got a driver. We're good. We're good.
Better than Wells waking up and throwing a no hung over. Classy, baby. Classy up in New York. I love it.
Gotta love it.
Oh man. What's the future for the company? Anything else going on? Your guys are doing well. Anything else coming out? I saw the Jackie Robinson thing. I saw on the website. I'm gonna have to get that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's pre-release right now. We haven't even rolled it out. It's sick. So I talked with Jackie's people a couple of days. So the Negro League Baseball Museum is our Cheers to Charity, which is our philanthropic arm. They were our Cheers to Charity recipient for Q1 this year. And we worked with them last year as well on some big stuff they're doing with Buck O'Neill and everything. And Jackie kept coming up. And like literally there's nobody out of reach anymore. And I called somebody on a Thursday. I'm like, I need Jackie Robinson's people. I got him by Friday and I got my license today. And that was last Friday. And I was like, it's a 75th anniversary breaking the color barrier. That's a huge deal. So I reached out to like Gary Sheffield, Michael Givens. He's going to talk to
Sheffield.
yeah, he's killer, dude. I had a couple scars with that cat. But like I'm gonna have a bunch of players all the way from like little leagues all the way up to like retired guys holding up the mug and saying thanks, Jackie, whatever. I'm gonna try to do like a collaboration. And then we're gonna release that on the 15th. And I think I have a couple hundred Jackie Robinson watches that for the first like 200 people that buy is going to get like a commemorative watch with it. So it's pretty cool. We did a collab with a watch company, but yeah, so that's a fun project. I was just talking about Sandlot, the 29th anniversary. I'm gonna give them boys a shout out. So this is the mug we made called Legends Never Die. And it's got all the boys around the backstop. Sick,
That
right?
movie was
Nice.
hilarious, dude.
And every mug
Hilarious.
comes with an autographed photo in it from the writer, director, and narrator. So,
Wow.
yeah, so that's kind of cool. But we get to do all these fun collabs, man. And sometimes it's the groups like the NLBM. Sometimes it's Jackie. We got Roberto Clemente. We just launched something with him last year.
Wow.
Field of Dreams, Sandlot. Like, it's kind of, you know, when you ask what's going to happen next with the company, I mean, we're building it to sell. I mean, I'm not private about that.
Right.
But the more fun we have, the bigger that check's going to have to be to make us go somewhere else, right?
Right, yeah.
Just the reality of it.
It's been profitable since we started. It's a profitable company. And, you know, we're, last year you did a little over $13 million in sales. And that's after turning the gears off because end of the year was getting a little crazy. Right. But just this year, I made a decision with my only one sales guy that we have. We have one sales guy for the company.
Wow.
And me and him sat down. We're like, and Randall, of course, my partner. And we're like, let's get into retail. It's that time. We've built this 30 million in sales, 30,000 5-star reviews. Like, we built this really badass toy. And now we're going to let everybody go play with it. Right. And so we went to Dick's Sporting Goods. So like, hey, we want you in 100 stores. Okay. Fanatics. They're like, you're going live. They're already doing their second order. Zulily, Touch of Modern. We were just on the phone yesterday with HomeGoods, Canada and the US. They got Marshalls, PJ Maxx, Pro Image Sports, Shields, Rally House.
I thought I was going to be cool giving that away to my boy that's a Red Sox fan, sending him a cup, but I guess not. He might already have one. So
I don't know. We sold a lot of them. We got a lot of them out there. But what's
Let
crazy?
me tell you, man, that mug is a eye catcher, man. Let me tell you, because
I'm ordering mine. So
yeah, it was on the internet. That's how I discovered, right? And I had no idea that you knew or Tracy knew you from Potter's House.
Yeah, I've known Tracy for a year and a half.
Yeah, I had no idea. So I'm just I seen it. I said, man, I gotta go get that mug. And it was on, I don't know, it was on either Instagram, something. I seen it in passing. And then come to find out that she knows you, and then and now we here. And it's just
small world, man.
Small world, but it's super dope. I'm grateful that you came.
She's a Red Sox fan. So I got her one signed by Johnny Damon.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I got her at Johnny Damon. Damon's he's a Yankee too. Now you want to talk about
Johnny Damon's a Yankee also. Yeah.
Yeah, but he crushed us when he was a Red Sox. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, chill out, dog. Chill out.
Yeah. Well, so now the trick's gonna get Swish, Wells, Boomer, and Johnny in a room and have a party.
Oh
yeah. That would be cool.
That's a party all on its own. That's a party, baby.
Definitely.
That's a
we'll bring Pete Rose too.
Oh shit!
We just gotta get Pete in. Can we
Pete in the Greenies?
Can we get him in?
Guy's a legend.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think so.
So baseball. Let me just cut the chase. Baseball. What's your thoughts about the upcoming season? About the Rays?
Well, I can talk about the Rays. I love watching prospects. One of my hobbies is baseball cards. I love baseball cards.
You talked about that.
So I got a bunch of really cool stuff. So I'm because of that, I'm also got an eye on some of the prospects. So some of the prospects coming up in the Red Sox organization, the Yankees organization, the Tigers got some stuff. Wander Franco, I'm really eager to see what he's going to do. That man put on a show at the second half of 21. So I don't know. He's either going to really drop the ball or come out and like solidify his place on that $320 million contract and say, I'm a superstar. So I'm really curious. The Dodgers they got an endless budget. So they're just stacking over there.
Murders roll.
I'd love to see Giancarlo Stanton stay healthy. He's a Dugout Mugs guy. I'd love to see him stay healthy. That dude just drops rockets.
Bombs.
Judge came out really good first couple of years, and then he's just kind of idle. He's not like killing it, but he's not terrible. See what they can do there. I think some of the trades were interesting. I hated to see Austin Meadows go.
Yeah.
Right.
I work with Austin and his wife. They're amazing people, and we've done some stuff with them. But he found a home with I think the Tigers, which I'm in Lakeland, so I still get to see them come in spring training here. So that's all right. But the Tigers, you know what? Watch out for the Tigers,
They're
man.
gonna be
Austin's
okay
a hell
this
of a
year.
player, but Akil Badu, they got Torkelson, they got Green. They got Casey Mize, if he can show up, Tariq Skubal, we'll see what happens with that guy. But like they got some talent over there. And the Braves, they still got a decent team.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Acuna.
But I saw earlier today, we did a live an hour ago. Brian Hayes for the Pirates. A lot of people are hot on.
Money.
Yes.
8
Yeah,
years.
he just got paid, and then
8 years.
he got pulled in the first inning. Dove for a ball, hurt his wrist, and he's out.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh,
This
you
is the
just
first
broke
time
news.
about
Breaking
this,
news.
man. Chris
I
with
know.
the wow.
Well, I just found out too. So my sales guy, Blaze Maris, is Roger Maris's grandson. You're Yankee fans. So you can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we brought
There you
Blaze
go.
on because he's always watching the games, and he's like, dude, you won't believe what just happened to Brian Hayes. I was like, oh no.
Jesus.
I was pulling for that cat, man.
Yeah.
And he got paid. He got paid.
He just got paid today.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, is it broken or is it just a sprain?
I have no idea. I've literally gone from I did a sales call with HomeGoods, and then it was going live, and then it was taking care of a couple kids, and now I'm here. So I have no idea. I haven't even watched. I'm curious to see what Bobby Witt Jr. I heard he got his first hit, first RBI. He's a talented kid, so I really want to see what he does. And then Julio Rodriguez over at him and Kellenic can kind of figure some things out. I'm very eager to see what happens there. So I'm really a fan of like some of these young guys to see where they're going to put themselves on like
next level
in the ranks, Jaron Duran for the Red Sox. I'm really pulling for some of these kids, man.
And the thing is that, you watch them, in the international, because a lot of them go international, then they'll go double, triple, and then they're up, right? And you watch them and you kind of lose sight because there's so many teams, and depending on what cable you got, you can't see them for a year or two. But once they get up, then it's like, oh, yeah, I remember that kid, because they used to do something, and I religiously, at the All-Star break, MLB TV would have Harold or somebody would do the 50 or 100 best prospects every year. And I think when COVID hit, something happened, and I didn't see it like the last year. And I'm like, did they stop doing it? Because that's how I knew that the Padres, and this is watched it 3 years ago. And they were, the Padres are going to have the best infield in baseball in 2 years. And, it didn't come to fruition last year, but with some pitching, I think they'll be fine. And San Francisco was just like, it was just weird. It didn't matter what you did. They were not going to, at least during the regular season, they got up and never let it come back. So it should be interesting. That division should be really interesting. The Yankees, man, it's your race. It doesn't matter what happens. We can't beat them. So that's a problem.
That's a fact.
But it's like the budget too. You got to respect the budget.
Oh,
The Rays don't even got to spend money. They they got it dialed in like Moneyball. Where
$75. How much you pay? Yeah, $75 for everybody. Everybody here. $75.
And Beck's beer and a pack of cigarettes. That's all they got going on. Any other sports that you get interested in, Kris, that you watch, you play? I see that you play golf. It's on your bio. You play golf.
Yeah, I like golfing. I like camaraderie, hanging out with my buddies, drinking, playing music. I mean, I don't real golf. I mean, I still shoot probably 90, so it's not terrible. But coming up in July, we got a golf trip we go on every year. It's 10 guys. And we all go cram into this one like mountain house that my buddy owns. And we go golfing. We're there for 4 days. We usually golf for 3 days, and then we either go fly fishing or rent some pontoon boats on that last day. So I golf like that. Sometimes I'm in flip-flops. Every time I got music playing, that kind of thing.
Kris is ready to party. That's what I'm talking about.
I could do the fly fishing. That's dope. Whoa.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In case we got to get down, we got the dugout bump box going.
Nice.
Let's strap it to the back. Forget the clubs. Just bungee cord it to the back and give it a go.
Give it a go.
That's not good for the fly fishing, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It ain't good for the golfing either. It's good for the music and drinking.
yeah. Now, fly fishing is cool. I like fly fishing. So,
Yeah, I've done it a couple times.
Eric, did you have something? I'm sorry.
Is there a collab, Kris, that you are? It sounds like you got all of them, but is there a collab that's out there that for whatever reason hasn't hit yet that you're looking forward to in the future? Or I don't know if you want to give that up, maybe something in the works.
Well, so what it comes down to is like the influencer game is interesting, right? Especially with the clout that we have at this point. I'm very blessed for everything we've accomplished. And like, so there aren't too many people I can't really get to, but the influencer game doesn't really move the needle, right? I'd rather be on Rachel Ray than I would be working with Aaron Judge, because it's like our buyers of our product are predominantly women, 35, 45, 55, like that, because they're buying it for their husbands, they're buying it for the kids. They're, now I'd maybe 70%. But so it also depends on the product. I mean, we make shot glasses out of bat handles. Obviously, that's a super popular item for a different demo. But from a collab standpoint, when we first got started, I was really interested in working with a lot of different people because it gave us credibility, right? And it helped us escalate what we were trying to do. But now, I mean, God, there's 200 players. The agents call us and they're like, hey, we want to send all your mugs to our guys to say, good luck this season. Budweiser's posting all over their social media about our stuff today.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Well, but we make Budweiser mugs. Miller Lite has 8,000 mugs and they're out storming around baseball cities doing scan a QR code to win for your grand prize as a dugout mug.
Wow.
Pete Rose has signed him. We just got Jose Canseco's got a case coming into us tomorrow. So it's like we're doing all kinds of fun stuff already. Yeah. I think the collab isn't really a collab. It's more like I want to break into maybe the wedding space a little heavier, because these are really good for gifting, for like groomsmen gifts and stuff like that. Really unique. Like nobody wants another stupid tie or a flask. Like who the hell even uses a flask anyway?
Flask,
So it's like, that's a cool industry. And then maybe a big collab with some, like I said, like a Rachel Ray or a Kelly Clarkson or somebody like that has a real primo audience that would be interested in our product. Now, from a personal standpoint, I really like Mike Trout. I really like
my man.
Shohei Ohtani. Tatis, I've never really worked with Tatis. But yeah, I mean, it'll come if it's supposed to come, but we're super blessed to this point. We got a lot of people that rock. I mean, governors, presidents, they got our stuff sitting on their desk. It's crazy to see how far our mugs have been getting.
Man, it's a super cool product, man.
It's simple.
I'm on it, man. Yeah. And Shohei's going to change the game. What you think about that, man?
He already did.
I think like if I was the owner, I'd be like, listen, dude, I need to find guys that do that. If they do what? Pitch on Friday and hit home runs the rest of the freaking weekend. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Why I pay one guy to do two things? Then pay
I'm watching that game tonight. So I work a lot with the Astros, and scheme aside, I work a lot with the Astros. There's some tremendous humans on that team. And I work with these guys. I love those guys. But I want to watch that game tonight for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see what Shohei can do. He's starting. He's
tonight.
Right where he belongs. I want to see Trout stay healthy for a whole season.
Yeah.
He is legendary. Nice. He's legendary.
Yeah.
What that man can do.
This is the first year. This is the first year I think they've been actually touted to be the number one team in their division. I can't remember. Yeah,
watch out for Joe Adell. Watch out for Fletcher. These guys, kids, a vacuum. And Joe Adell, he's got speed and he's got a bat.
Yeah, I'm like, first year I've heard that, man. But have you ever thought about doing like anything military?
So I'll tell you.
I know that's hard.
No,
because of the
check
government,
it out.
Right?
I'll tell you right here. Right here next to me.
Oh, you got the coin. Here you go.
This is a challenge coin that I was given by a general at Fort Bragg. And what I used to do is I would travel to Army bases and I would speak to soldiers in transition. I had the blessing of doing it twice. Once was at Bragg, and the other was to a Ranger regiment in Savannah. And I would speak to soldiers in transition about entrepreneurship because, I've, had, 7 or 8, 9 businesses, $60+ million in sales. Like I figured some things out. I didn't have any silver spoon. I had to, figure out a lot of stuff. So I take what I've learned and what I've done, and I would go tell these guys because they have these skill sets that are, unteachable with just ethic and grit and following direction and instruction and diligence and all these things. And so I do a lot with military and I always have, even before Dugout Mugs. I owned a camouflage cookie company at one point where we would send camouflage chocolate chip cookies to like soldiers all over the place.
And I worked with, thank you.
Yeah, and I worked with I forget the name of this group, but they baked them all for me. And I worked with the Duck Dynasty guys a little bit, so I brought Uncle Si into the fold on something like that. So, yeah, I've always and recently one of my Cheers to Charity recipients was the Gold Star Mothers. We rarely go outside of baseball.
Wow.
But in November or October, I don't remember which it was, but we did Gold Star Mothers where we made a Soldier's Cross mug. And if you're familiar with the Soldier's Cross, it's the boots and the gun and the ground, the tag. And it's a sombering image, but it's also very respectful. So we made a hell of a mug and we let the people buy it. All the proceeds went back to Gold Star Mothers. We personalized it with the soldier's name on the back, the fallen soldier, so they could like take it and put the dog tags on it and the whole 9 yards. Right. And then we do with Boomer Wells, Yankee, right? We did an American flag mug that was red, white, and blue, like painted. We did one of those tattered. So we do a lot of stuff like that, man. And even Pete Alonso. Cool. So he's a Met, but I start with Pete Alonso on Monday, and he has something called Homers for Heroes. And it's military based as well, what Pete and his wife are doing. So yeah, we're always into that stuff, man. Hell, I don't have it. I was drinking on my live earlier. The mug I carry with me everywhere, it's the American flag on it.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
There you go. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
And
thank you.
Is some of that stuff is the American flag? Is that on the site? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's called Stars and Stitches or something like that on the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great mug, dude. It's such a great mug.
Well,
that's my personal favorite.
I first off, thank you for working with those folks because that's important to me. And two, even though you're a Rays fan, man, nothing but love for you, man.
I've worked with more Yankees than any other team.
Yeah, but we can't.
Jeter. So when Jeter did his whole thing down in Miami for the Super Bowl, he brought in all our mugs for that yacht party he did.
We can't beat y'all. We cannot beat you.
Voit, Girardi, they all got mugs.
I saw that with Girardi on the website. That's pretty dope, man. Yeah, it looks like you work with a bunch of Yankees, man.
Yeah, they all got mugged, but every time we get to their stadium, we get mugged. So, it's horrible, dude. It is horrible, man.
I've not been to the new stadium.
You're not?
Not yet. No, I've been up there. I mean, we've been busy growing this business, and COVID showed up. New York's been a little funky, so we're like, I'll wait.
New York's been a little funky. Yeah,
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at my office. This is Dugout headquarters, man. I live at my house. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I agree. Right. It's been funky up there, though. But yeah, I agree.
I hear you, man. Kris, man, this has been really great, man, that you coming through. I really appreciate you, taking the time, 30 minutes and coming through and hollering us about your business and, and just coming through and just talking about what you hear and giving your entrepreneurial points. And that's pretty huge. As guys starting out, podcasting, I don't know what's going to come from it, but you gave some real gems today, man. And
each one teach one,
Absolutely, man.
I had a lot of great mentors in my life. Some of them you would recognize and some of them you would have a clue in the world. And I think the one most important thing that I try to always talk about is it's about self-reflection, right? And it's not, it's not as much of just who you are, but also who you aren't. And you get really clear with like self-reflection on what you stand for, what you don't stand for, what fulfills you, what's important, what's not important. Right. And even my wife and I still to this 2 days ago, we were talking about a car, like we were going to get a car and we had to talk about is it really important that it's at, or is these other things more important? Right. And I think just constant, everything's a practice too, like practice self-reflection, practice gratitude, practice these things that like round you out, and it'll help you kind of get a better idea of what's important. And I spent a lot of time chasing shit that wasn't important, man, spending a lot of money, almost died from it. You know what I mean? Like just crazy. I was so busy. I got super sick and I decided not to go to the hospital and wait a week because I had meetings, right? Like nothing was aligned. And then I kind of snapped out of that. And I started to reflect a little bit more, which helps with that unapologetically authentic thing I was talking about. So I just encourage everybody always to just kind of reflect more on what's important to you and just keep doing the right things consistently. And then you turn around, you're like, oh, look what we made, and don't make money the goal. That's the result. The goal is to do the right things consistently. And the money just shows up. It always does. It's infinite. We print it. It's not even attached to shit. We just print it. It's the easiest thing in the world to get your hands on. You just got to do it. But being consistent and focused is not the easiest thing to do.
Well, Kris, this is why we started this podcast, because we got kind of tired of the same old rigmarole that we see on TV, and just tired of, people seem like we're being programmed out here. So, we just we just talk about the same sports things over and over and over again. And like, there's other people. You see how you just rambled off a whole bunch of names of young kids that most of these people won't even know about. But the fact of the matter is that we're trying to give space and time to those people instead of just every time I turn on the TV, we talk about LeBron James for a 2-hour show. And I'm like, okay, are we going to talk about Major League Baseball today? It is opening day. We're not. So, this is one of the reasons why Sports Chasers is, we doing this. So, you got
to give the right people time. Yeah. Give them time, give them space. You might be surprised. One of our managers for Dugout Mugs, man, we found him. He was on the side of the road handing out his resume by like a stoplight. And we ended up bringing him in. He ended up being an Army veteran. And within about 6 months at his first desk, and can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but his first desk was a box because we didn't have enough furniture. So we just cut like the front of a box of a big, like a refrigerator sized box. Right. And he just sat there at this box doing customer service. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, he was a manager at our company, and we met him on the side of the road. You know what I mean?
You guys are innovating, man.
Sometimes you've got to give people a chance to show up and be quick to let them go and be quick to kick them out of your life too. I mean, that's okay too, but you got to give them a chance, right? Don't kick them out beforehand.
There you go.
Yeah. That's part of our thing is I think we want a chance, but we want to give everybody else a chance. And you'll see in the coming months as a show, we want to deal with the fans, and we call ourselves defenders of the fans, because sometimes in sports, the teams, the owners, they really don't care. At least they seem like they don't care about the fans. We know that they do, because that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's the money. That's the source.
Yeah. But when you got guys not playing and you don't let anybody know, because it's a hassle. You're a father or two. It's a hassle if you had to come from somewhere, get home, get your wife and your kid, and go out to a game, and your favorite player is not playing, and you didn't know he wasn't going to play because, I could have sat home in my house to watch this game rather than
sat home and not watch this guy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of like, do you guys even care? So it's not everything, but again, we understand that owners of teams, people think that their job is they want to win. I said, no, the job is to make a profit. Not all owners want to win. Some are just cool with, having X amount of people get to the stadium. They do the math. You only need 5 people here a game, and I break even. I'm good. So, if you want your teams to act like they want to win and owners to do things, we got to start voting with our dollars And we try to at least educate fans as to what they can do and say, listen, if you want your team to be what it is, you're going to have to say something. They're going to have to do something,
There's let me plug this group I know. Y'all ever heard or watched the Savannah Bananas?
No,
no, but I'm watching it down now. Hold on, I'm at my desk.
Okay, so Jesse Cole, I love Jesse, what he does. He's in Savannah. He's a baseball team, but his inspiration was P.T. Barnum.
No.
Yeah.
Chris, hold on. I did see that. Where was that on? I saw it on something.
That was on the ESPN.
Yes, it was on ESPN. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a yellow tux.
Yes.
So I interviewed Jesse with Dugout like 3 years ago because I went to a Savannah Bananas game.
Okay,
Actually, I went to the game afterwards. I took my daughter. We were up there. We were on our way to North Carolina. My wife just had our second baby, so she was in the hotel.
Yes.
And I took my daughter to a Savannah Bananas game. And man, this stadium is packed. There's old grandmas doing break dancing on the field.
Yes.
The first base coach he's a dancer. Guys are batting on stilts. So the whole thing is he created something called the Fans First experience. And it's taking what you're saying, but he took it to like the next level. And because of that, I think he's like 10 or 12 years, maybe 14 years sold out.
Wow.
I'm talking the next 10 or 14 years.
Yeah.
Like he sold out.
Hold on.
It's just nuts what they got going on. They got crazy rules. Like if you hit a foul ball and a fan catches it, you're out. Like they got all kinds of cool stuff going on up there. And I believe in people and fans and fandom and experiential living. And I think in the baseball space, that is one of, and he's not under the radar anymore, which is really cool to see. But I love giving him a shout out because what he's doing is just, he's giving people a story, giving them an experience that they'll take with them after the fact. And he's doing it for $20. He's doing all you can eat for like $30. Hot dogs are like $3. You want to buy a shirt, $15, He's doing it the right way.
And I wonder if from a sports perspective, is that something that you can only do in the minors? Or is it something that, maybe some other owners, you can't do it all, but gosh, man, if you can help the fans out a little bit, man, especially now.
You can. Hell, it's a 162 game season. Like, it's a long game. Like with Dugout Mugs, like whenever COVID hit, it was crazy, right? It was crazy for everybody. I'm selling a $60 cup. It's like, what's going to happen? Let's see how this shakes out.
Right.
And, but what we decided to do is we went fans first. So I was like, well, where's everybody in their head right now? They're scared. They're confused. They're stuck at home. They're lonely. Can't go out, whatever. So I brought on Pete Rose, and then I brought Pudge, and then I brought all these people on and just doing lives every other day. I'm spinning this crazy wheel. We're just giving mugs away. People couldn't afford something, so we gave them a mug and like, hey, just get us back when you come up, and then like these shot glasses, these are like $30, right? With like an MLB team on it or something, like 25 or $30. So we decided to start giving them away for free and pay shipping and handling, helps us cover some of our cost of goods. And what we did is we gave away about 60 or 70,000 of them. And what that did for us is we broke even or even lost a little bit, but we picked up that many customers. And then when the world came back alive, guess who had 60,000 more people in their pocket? And they remember, Maya Angelou, right? They'll always remember how they made them feel.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's what we did. And we started meeting. It's a strategy called meet them where they are. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna. You got to meet people where they are.
Absolutely.
And where they were is they were stuck at home. So we were selling board games, baseball related beer drinking board games. All of our advertising wasn't somebody at a stadium or a tailgate. It was them sitting in their recliner watching the thing on TV. Right. It's simple. You just got to meet them where they are. And what happens is they remember that and they resonate. And now I have like 300,000 customers. And let me tell you, that goes a long way when shit hits the fan and you need to lean into your tribe a little bit. And it's kept us growing. We grew from I mean, triple digits almost like 5 years in a row.
Wow.
Right.
That's growth, you know?
Yeah.
Chris, you're doing it right, brother.
You're doing
Trying.
it right. Like you said,
Trying.
consistency and doing people right also, man. Hey, let me just plug Kris and his company again. Hey, Dugout. I'm sorry. Yeah, that right. Yeah, Dugout Mugs. I got my Yankee one right here. Came today. He's got the is that the opening?
That's all of it.
It's the full wrap.
Mm-hmm.
This was the only did for All-Star game. But man, we got so many Sandlot, Field of Dreams, every team. We got it all, baby.
Brother, hey, listen, man. I so appreciate you coming on, and hey, we getting to know you, man. And would you be willing to come on again if we invite you back on, man?
Yeah, man. Listen, if I can help people, you know, do better, think better, be better, start putting the positive vibes out here, because you know, all these talking heads everywhere. I don't care which side you're on, they're full of shit.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's like, there's no reason. The only way people can be controlled is when they're divided, right? So if I continue to do things and make things and be an example of what I want to see, then let's go.
That's right.
I thank you. We'll keep plugging you whenever and wherever we can, every show.
Appreciate it,
man, because I believe in the product, and tell your boy, man, that's one of the hell, like, you know, play baseball my whole life, man. Never thought about making a cup out of a bat.
Who would? What a weird idea.
But
let me tell you, that weird idea is doing wonders for you guys. You guys are
doing great. Now, what we do have, just so y'all know, we make custom mugs. So that logo in the back right there, we can make those pretty quick. And if you want to get some custom ones of those to drink from while you're on the show, or you want to give them to guests and stuff like that, just say the word, because that's another area we just started playing around in. It's corporate gifting. Oh my God, killing it. We just did 280 for John Daly today, the golfer.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
What a legend. He smokes heaters and is drinking vodka and smashing golf balls. Love that guy.
Yes, John Daly, man.
So we just did a bunch of mugs for him, but it was his Lionheart Foundation and all this. Point is, if y'all want to do some cool stuff, I know a guy.
Well, I'm saying the word, and yes, we're going to be in contact with you so we can get these for the show.
Most definitely.
That'd be great.
He's Kris Dehnert with Dugout Mugs, man. Appreciate you so much, brother, for coming through the show, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Have a good weekend, okay?
Hey, take care of those kids, man. Enjoy.
I don't have a choice, but I will.
Yes, sir.
Kris Dehnert from Dugout Mugs, man. That was pretty cool, man. Him coming through and
yes, no doubt,
and blessing us, man, with his presence here and talking about his company, Dugout Mugs. How they're doing so well, man. And hey, if you want a cool gift, hey, if I was you, I definitely gonna. I got mine today.
Go get it, man. Yeah.
So it's definitely good, man. The angry one had to step off. He says he won't be back, but he had to leave, had to take care of something. But we're here, man. Hey, what is such a great show, man. We're gonna talk a little bit more about some things that we got on, man. But appreciate Derwin Cooper, our golf contributor. Derwin said he coming through next week to talk about golf again, to see what they did in the Masters. So we appreciate him. We appreciate Kris from Dugout Mugs for coming through and talking about his company and talking a little baseball on opening day, man.
Opening day.
Appreciate him so much for doing that, man. But in other news, we'll start with DA. Which one you want, man? Let's go. Let's give homage to the NCAA men's and women's Final Four. So this past weekend, the NCAA, they crowned their women and men's championship. Kansas. Well, first of all, the Final Four on Saturday, North Carolina got rid of Duke. They beat them. That was a very good game down to the wire. And Kansas did their thing against Villanova. And we set that up for Kansas against North Carolina. Kansas was down by 16 points at the half. And I was telling the guys, that's like, boy, North Carolina, boy, they about to. So Davis about to walk to his first championship. And then Kansas started playing D, started rebounding ferociously, and it was over. It was definitely over. D-Dubbz, what do you think about the game, man?
Yeah, man. Hubert Davis, man, he had his he I thought he was gonna do something. I mean, North Carolina came out playing pretty good, and then after that first half, you start thinking, oh man, Kansas, man, really? And then all of a sudden they flipped the switch in the second half, bro, and it was over, man. When they got close, I can't remember what it must have been. I'm just gonna throw out 4. It must have been because they had closed the gap so fast. I mean, they came out so aggressive in the second half, and it was it was over. So shout out to Kansas. Shout out to Hubert Davis and in North Carolina for doing what they did, man. I mean, they had a shaky. I think it was shaky at best.
It was shaky.
The season was shaky, and they got into the tournament, and then got hot at the right time, or before them even getting into the tournament. So they got hot down the stretch. So sometimes that's all it takes, and they did Hubert Davis did a great job, and he'll be back, But I think he might have just got out coached in the second half of that game.
DA, your thoughts on the game, and I'll get mine here in a second.
It was a good game. It was Carolina was up by 16, playing really well. Second half, I would say essentially there was some coaching, but it wasn't a lot of coaching. It was just a level of intensity that Kansas kicked it up a little bit more defensively. They rebounded, they got the ball into the post, and they started fouling out other Carolina players or getting guys in foul trouble. So, and then I think Baycott rolled his ankle again, and the other young man hurt his ankle. So both of those things kind of pushed Carolina back a little bit. And on the other end, Kansas made layups. Like they missed layups in the first half, and they were making layups in the second half. It wasn't like they went on a run and shot a bunch of threes.
Right.
They made their layups. They got steals, and they got up. And, once they got up, I didn't think they were going to give it back, but it was a great tournament overall. Hubert Davis, great job. I think once he gets to get a full class of his kids in there, I think because they're not really deep. They were not really deep at all as a team. Carolina was not deep, but I think they'll be deeper because I don't really see. I think Leaky Black could be a good pro. I think the point guard could be a good pro, but he's small. So they don't have a bunch of pros on the squad, and he'll get that. Kansas, they said they didn't have a bunch of pros either, but I saw 3 or 4 on that team.
Kansas got some men on their team, dog.
In my eyes, that I thought, could be serviceable NBA players. So, great tournament, great job. They knocked off Duke. They were an 8th seed. They played in the championship. Coaching matters in college. And, hey, big ups to both teams, man, for real. And with the ladies, boy, oh boy, Dawn Staley got it. And she's going to keep getting it because those girls are dead serious in South Carolina, bro.
Are they going to take the throne from UConn?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to win as many chips as UConn but people said that about Tennessee, right? And they did that. And before that, they said that about the USC women. So I believe that
there's a new day coming. There might be a new day coming.
I think South Carolina be good, but there's always a lot of parity in women's basketball at the college level. Because there's girls that will dame that ball. There's girls, of course, UConn's going to get. Stanford's going to get. Baylor, another program. So there's going to be players at all these different institutions, North Carolina State, Louisville. But Dawn Staley has proven to be a great coach, man. And again, I just didn't want to run out of time. So I think from the men's side, big ups to them. And on the women's side, big up to Dawn Staley, UConn, Louisville, North Carolina State, all those institutions for getting there. Great season to all the student athletes, man. And I appreciate you guys as a fan. I appreciate watching you guys play hard and put it all out there. So that's it for me.
As you can see, we got my new toy here I'm playing with. So claps going up for both the men's and the women's basketball. And I told the angry one, I said a couple of shows ago, I said I'm going to watch. I'm really, really pay attention to the NCAA men's and to basketball because I said sounded like the old man get off my lawn and I think I said this last week about I appreciate them dudes playing defense and they just look like they wanted more and I really appreciate the game and I won my pool so yeah
wow.
On the auto pick.
yeah that's what I said. I can't. You get no props for that, though. I can't give you that.
Wait a minute. You laughed at me.
I did because you didn't win. The computer won. Computer won the game.
Hey, man.
That's all that is. You got computer
Oh
won.
man. The guys just called me a fraud, man. They called me a fraud.
Man. You just did a quick pick. What a pick six. Quick pick six. What is that? I don't play the lotto like that. What is it? Pick six?
Pick quick or whatever. Did Dorian play? Dorian got them lotteries too. Quick pick. Yeah.
Quick pick, man.
Hey, let me get 20 quick pick, man.
Yeah, that's what you did. You did a quick pick. Get out of here.
So that's all that was. That's all that was.
Man.
I'm not mad at you, but that's what it was.
I mean, somebody's gonna call it a win. So hey, all right.
Yeah,
but you don't say that. I can't even say anything. Moving right along. Yeah. We're going to talk about professional, the National Basketball Association, man. And hey, how much we got here? We only got 10 minutes, man. So we can't really go into it. But
no, we'll be back then.
Yeah. The NBA, hey, really good show tonight, man. But the NBA. Anybody with me and D-Dubbz and E was watching the Nets and in the New York Knicks yesterday. The Brooklyn Nets came back from 20, what was it, D? 20, 15, what was it? 20,
25.
25, something like that.
It was crazy. And 21. We was watching the game together, and I was like, man, the Knicks are so young. I says, whatever, man. So the Nets, they win. They solidify, I believe, the 7th spot.
They did, yes.
In the East. And with a couple games to go, we shall see with the Nets and also the East. And like I said, look out for Milwaukee. Milwaukee again. I think Milwaukee lulling people to sleep. And Giannis
is going back to the finals. Let me just let y'all know.
Giannis is going to bring that fire and going to bring Milwaukee back. I predict it's going to be the Suns and Milwaukee again in the finals. I think, but this time, hopefully.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the Suns got a lot to contend with, even though they got a beautiful record. I believe they 64 and something now.
Yes, 64.
They got you still got Memphis and Golden State.
I think Memphis is really good. I think they're too young. I think Denver will probably be
and Denver's still there. Yes,
their biggest competition because the Joker.
Joker's for real, dog.
Sorry. Yeah, and Dallas is playing hella defense right now, so they can jump up and sneak up and get some people, man.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be that much of a cakewalk for Phoenix. I think they got a nice record, but some landmines out there.
I don't think either side is easy. So I mean, I really don't, man, because whether people want to say it or not, man, you do not want to face the Nets in the first round of the playoffs.
Nah, it's like with the Nets. So right now, as it stands, if the season ended tonight, it would be the Nets. The the Cavaliers 7 and the Nets 8. They will face off. Well, they'll be in the play-in tournament thing. Then you'll have Atlanta and Charlotte at 9 and 10. And then you got Boston, who has, they'll face that 7 seed. They're 50 and 30. Then you got Milwaukee and Chicago, which is 3 and 6. You got Philadelphia and Toronto 4 and 5. And then you got Miami, who will face the 8th seed within that play-in tournament. So yeah, the Nets had a lot going on with the whole Kyrie Irving thing. Kyrie only playing half his games on away while he couldn't play at home because of the New York City COVID restrictions. But now they have Kyrie Irving back, and they were turning in, man. They was literally a machine last night. I just watched KD and Kyrie Irving just play pickup ball, and it was over. I was like, you see the momentum shifting, and you as D-Dubbz was saying, Tom Thibodeau was about to catch a heart attack. He kept calling timeouts. He's like, yo, I can't stop what's the song? You can't stop the rain.
You can't stop the rain. Yeah. So I mean,
it's not time to talk about the Knicks. But we're saying that with the Nets, I think the Nets are catching heat just about in a good time right now.
We'll see, man. We'll see. They still got that defense is still shaky at best. So we'll see. I'm not going to jump out the window with them, just yet. Take it slow. We're going to simmer.
Okay. Over in the Western Conference, you got New Orleans and you got San Antonio 9 and 10. You got Minnesota and you got the Clippers. At 7 and 8, you got Phoenix number 1. You got, Memphis number 2 at 55 and 24. Golden State is 50 at 3 at 50 and 29. Dallas at 4 at 50 and 30. Utah, at 5 at 48 and 32. Then you got Denver at 47 and 33. Did I forget any teams?
No,
you did, but guess what? They don't need to be talked about because we told y'all.
We're not talking about any. You're not in the playoffs. I got no commentary.
You're not in the playoffs, and you know what? The teams that's there are supposed to be there.
And not even them, because
and really not even them because this playing thing is retarded. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Excuse me if retarded is not the word of choice, but it's stupid. It's a dumb system.
Use better words, sir. Yes.
It
should go up to Clippers. It should stop at the Clippers. 7 and 8, and on the Eastern Conference side, it should stop at Brooklyn. 7 and 8. Let's stop this nonsense of this playing game and all this stuff. Let's call it what it was. This was created for Zion Williams back then, right? So we can get Zion in 2 years ago. Is Zion? They're just talking about Zion's going to play in this one. If they make it, looks like they're going to make it.
Stop. So Zion going to play what? He hasn't. Listen,
he's not going to play this year. He's not going to play this year, which he shouldn't. They're slow walking him back.
Correct.
The young man will be fine. He looks good. You can see the weight's off him. If he keeps the weight off him, he'll be fine, man. And that team is a good team. Ingram can play. Hart can play. They got a good team, man. I think
all them young players that the Lakers had, they was good players, and they traded them all away.
Yeah, and they made the moves, and they're good. They're going to be okay. I got no problem with New Orleans.
I'm fine with New Orleans because they can play. They can play. They're not bad. They're not a bad team. And shout out to San Antonio for putting not a bad
stamp on it. Getting in.
Young team, and they're trying to make it.
And
no excuses. There's no excuses for them. No excuses.
I think I will say that Minnesota they're not going to win the championship, but they're my dark horse for knocking cats off because Ant-Man is serious, man. So when Ant-Man,
you just need more time in the seat. He'll be right.
And what's my man used to be with the Lakers back in the days with the Nets too, more recently, the point guard, and what's his name, man? But he's serious too, and Big Cat's balling, so they can get got, because I am one that never believed big men don't need big men in the NBA. Okay, but if you got a good one, look where you're at. You're in the playoffs. So I'm not for all the BS, man. You know, I like what I'm seeing. I think the NBA is going in the right direction. I think they got a lot of good young players coming up. I would like to see some more defense, but the playoffs are here. So I think, you know, teams kind of play a lot more defense during the playoffs. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited to see what happens this year in the playoffs in the NBA, man. So a lot of young stars. I think there's some good stuff brewing.
Yeah,
per
no
se.
doubt. And shout out to my main man Dan. The Rangers is up 2-0 over the Pittsburgh.
I wasn't even paying attention. So it's 2-0 again. We about to get him again, D.
Yeah, we're about to get him again. Shout out to my main man.
Oh,
Dan.
if I don't say this, because he's going to keep hounding me. Speaking of hockey, Michael Pupo, a good dude that me and work together. Michael Pupo, I'm bigging you up on the show. Yes, shout out to the Florida Panthers. Are you happy? Hopefully you're listening, Michael. Shout out to the Panthers. Yes, y'all did your thing against the Toronto Maple Leafs the other day. I believe y'all are still second in the conference behind Carolina. We might see y'all guys in the playoffs, man. But Michael Pupo, I hope you're listening. Yes.
We'll see.
Well, shout out to the Florida Panthers. They are doing their thing this year. Gee whiz. You got that? Hopefully I'll see something from here in a second, man. Anyway, man, that on the football take, on the basketball take. Yes, we're not mentioning nobody. No, if you're not in the playoffs, there's no need to mention it. We don't do that, man. Sorry.
No need to talk about
y'all seen it. Y'all saw, in fact, it was posted to our social media what happened with said team, and y'all can go back to our mentions and to our stories, and y'all can look at it. We said what we said, and we said it before, and we said it before that. Anyway, before I go off on my rant, D-Dubb, what's going on with the NFL and Roger Goodell? What's going on with that, sir?
Well, listen, 6 attorney generals throughout the United States already told Roger Goodell, you better get your stuff in order, or we're going to get it in order for you. So I don't know what that means, but Roger, you might want to get your stuff in order. And real quick on the NFL, they got 2 more coaches that are joining Brian Flores' lawsuit in reference to the coaching, the suit that Brian Flores got against the NFL and a couple of other teams. So that's about it, really. I'm not going to dig too deep because we due to time, but we'll get back. We'll hit it up. The NFL got some issues, and they're not addressing the issues as far as with the women being, targeted in some form and fashion. So Roger needs to really get a hold of this. This has been an ongoing issue with the NFL, so they might want to stop playing around because they don't want the United States Attorney Generals to start coming in. D, you got something? You on mute?
D, you on mute? $5, dog. Go ahead, hit me up. $5. You owe us $5.
No doubt. Yeah, I was saying that this is a big issue, and it's been a big issue, and because Roger Goodell and the NFL continues to have this issue, not just with players, but back office staff, owners. Listen, dude, you've been giving this talk
several times,
years,
several times,
and the reality is that you're not willing to find the owners or do anything against the owners because this is a top-down systematic thing. So you have to have the systemic, where and I said systematic, I'm sorry, systemic thing where, listen, the owners are creating an atmosphere where guys think they can walk around and just say anything to a woman.
Yeah.
Well, if it's my wife, listen, you're going to have a problem.
Right.
But that being said, I know we out of here soon, but I want to big up our guest for next week. And we're going to start this thing where we want to interview the fans. So if you want to be on the show and you want to talk to the sports chasers and have your friends see you on the show, hit us up in the DMs and YouTube and Instagram or wherever.
And we'll get back to you.
And we'll get back to you. But next week, my man Al Clausen, Charlatan, big time baseball fan, New York Giants dude, Cincinnati Reds. We go back and forth on sports a lot. We're going to have him on next week. And he's just a fan, and we're defenders of the fans. So we want to talk to you guys because you guys are important to us. All right. It's not 100%. Just the athletes. It's not just the owners and the managers. You guys, the fans. We want to know what you guys
think.
Are not, thinking what you guys are not seeing in sports that you want to see. So that's the last thing I got to say because I'm losing my voice. So that's where I'm at.
We're starting that thing where, like DA said, we'll have the fans, you guys, you DM us or whatever, and we'll allow you to come through, get your 15 minutes on and talk about your sports, man. So have yourself ready. We're going to start that next week. We also have another special guest. Hold on one second. Don't have his name. Mr. Kelly Cook. He'll be with us next week. Sports guy, and he helps former and present day athletes get their autobiography and write and help them assist them with writing books, man. So we'll have a interesting 30 minutes with Mr. Cook next week. Starting at 7:30, man. We apologize for starting late. We had some technical difficulties with our YouTube channel, but we got it up and running. It was all good, man. What a special show tonight, man. Yo, we had
great show tonight.
Golf. With Derwin. And Derwin was like, yo, I'm coming through again. I was like, yeah, man, come through again. So Derwin's going to join us next week. We have my man Kris from Dugout Mugs on guess what? On opening day also. Came and talked to us, dropped some entrepreneurial gems and also talked about baseball and life, man. So we appreciate him, man. And I'm thankful to the good Lord that his Wi-Fi held up when he came on because he just texted me and let me know it went out again. So I'm really grateful for that, man. But Kris, man, thank you, brother. We appreciate it, man.
And folks, please hit the website, Dugout Mugs. There are always things that you can do for sale. I just looked today. I think it was 30% off.
35.
Yes. 35% off. Yes, correct.
35% off. So, guys, jump on it. Gifts for yourself, for your kids, your wife, whatever, man. Just look into it. Let's start to support Americans. That are trying to do the right thing. So let's do the right thing. All right, so let's go, folks.
Let's support. Let's not get with it. Let's support good businesses.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
You hit it right in the head there.
Kev, I got one more thing to say. Shout out to Tracy Potatize for this whole deal. So shout out to our other business partners that have helped us get along to this point. So I want to shout her out as well.
Yeah, shout out to Potatize, who we've partnered with and we're the client on the podcast front. They've helped us tremendously. Like I said, we got some new things coming out. It should be about next week. It should be up and running live, and we got some new things to introduce, man. So we're super excited. We're trying to grow this thing. We are growing this thing. I'm grateful. DA, I think you said your voice is losing, so I will take it as your parting shot. D-Dubbz, you have anything? Unless you have anything else, DA.
No, man. Yeah, great show tonight, man. I think we did a great job tonight. Thank you for all the guests that came through. Derwin, Kris, Dugout Mugs. Get you one. Yeah, definitely good show. Can't wait till next week. Do it again.
Yeah, man. So the guests are coming. The fans are coming. You get your 15 minutes to just holler at us about sports, man, and whatever's your forte. We look forward to that. And like I said, if you want to come through, come on. Hey, DM direct message us. Hey, on
man, thank you.
I can't even talk, man. You know what I'm saying? On Instagram, TikTok, we're on all that stuff. Facebook, Twitter. We're on all the social media platforms. We're also on all the major podcast platforms. You name it, we're on it. We're on all of them. I'm just gonna say that. Apple, you name it, iHeartRadio, we're on it, man. So, it's been a really good show. I'm really blessed to be here tonight. Another Thursday night in the books. The Angry One had to run, but man, hey, nonetheless, it was a good show. Mike Mills, we miss you, brother. Dan, hey, what's the Rangers score? What's the Rangers score, D-Dubbz? So we can rub it in Dan's.
It was 2. What I said, 2-0, 2 or 3-0 right now.
Okay. All right. So Dan's probably listening. I probably should get a message from him soon, cussing me out. But it's all good. Hey, the Rangers, man. But great show, man. But hey, we're gonna get on out of here. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. Dorian, the Albritton, Darrell, D-Dubbz Warren. Also, we got here James, the Angry One Warren. Also, Mike Mills, Dan on Hockey Dude. This is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Hey, y'all be blessed. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend. See y'all next week. Peace.